Today I'm working more on my stock market model. The first thing I'm going to do is update the Bitcoin trade. Real quick, let me go over where I'm at with the stock market model. So this is the original version. The goal is to get something that looks like this. So this is the first goal, I guess not that. Outline. So I want to define a stock universe. Basically the idea with that is I'm going to cut out noise. I'm going to feed that into a returns model. I'm using a light gradient boosting method to get the returns model. This is really good for stock data. It handles NANDs well, it's diverse, and it runs quickly. And then I'm doing a portfolio model. And so this is going to predict returns, and then this is going to implement the predictions into some strategy that is effective at managing a portfolio. And so I wrote a bunch of code to do this. First step was getting data, so I got data from NASDAQ. Then it turns out that's just not really a flexible way to do things, so I found a better data source from DoltHub. SQL database that a guy maintains on there. He updates it every day. And so that makes it so that I can pull the prices after the market closes and then train the model for the next day. And he updates for all tickers that are in the market. And so this was refining that data. Once I got clean data, I did a basic analysis. So I allowed it to compare, for certain tickers, I can compare fundamentals. And then also I can compare how a stock does against the rest of the sector. And the next step was to implement the LGBM model. And so that's this. I got a returns model. You can see that the universe I selected in this iteration performs slightly worse than the S&P 500. And just doing picks from the model performs slightly better than the universe, but there's really nothing great here. But this made it so that I had the structure set up. I then implemented the model. Oh, and of course I defined a universe was part of this. And then I implemented different portfolio strategies. And so this model is about 51.5% directionally accurate. And I found that if I'm picking the fewer number of lowest volatility stocks that I make my picks on, the better it does. So it's underperforming S&P. If I pick 500 lowest volatility, if I pick 100, it basically matches S&P. 20, it's beating S&P, and 1, it's performing even better than the S&P. So I looked at the Sharpe ratio. How does the number of picks change the Sharpe ratio? And only making one pick is the only one that got the Sharpe ratio above 1. And you want a Sharpe ratio above 1 to implement your strategy. Ideally, it'd be substantially above 1. And so then I did an analysis on different thresholds to see how does this work. And I found that I can increase the Sharpe ratio all the way up to 2.5 with thresholding, with the threshold value of 0.54. If I used 0.55, it just doesn't make any picks. You can see a 0.54 model in purple, 0.5 model in red, and 0.53 model in blue. And so red and blue are outperforming purple, but purple has a better Sharpe ratio. And the reason for this is testing on 2024 and 2025, which is basically a bull market with the exception of the tariff shock. And so the problem with this is it's a big mess of files. I have a bunch of different files to get the universe, a bunch of different scripts to get to train the model, and then a bunch of different scripts for portfolio strategies. So every time I want to change something, I have to add a new script, which is really inefficient. So now I'm implementing everything into a class. I already have clean data. I defined into a single script. Actually, it's going to be 2 scripts. So I already have the clean data. I defined some filter classes for getting the universe data, fed these into the stock universe, and wrote some logic for getting the stock universe. It works pretty efficiently. The next thing, I'm using this to train the returns model. And the return LGBM model takes a bunch of features and targets and then trains based on these features, get the target. And so the goal with this is to get above 53% directional accuracy. And then I'll have something much more robust that I can play around with in the portfolio strategy. And so the input to this is really features and targets. I need to write logic for getting all the features and targets I could possibly want. And that's what I'm up to now. So this is all the features and targets I could possibly want, and highlighted in green are the ones that I've already implemented. The problem is the features file is getting really big. You can see here we're at 350 lines already. And I think it's inefficient because I have to group, I do this in every class. So I'm grouping the whole data frame, getting the variable, and then every time it's calculating a new feature, I'm regrouping the data frame. And so that's going to be computationally inefficient. This is a bit of a problem here because just getting all the data is almost a gigabyte, and that's only with 5 columns: date, open, high, low, close, volume. 6 columns, I guess. And so if I'm adding all of these features, that's going to blow it up to maybe like 50 or 60 columns. And so the data's gonna the file's gonna be 10 times as big, and holding 10 gigabytes of data and opening it every time I want to do the model might be inefficient, but it's also inefficient to do this group by every time. So it's a bit of a computational, like a computer structuring problem that I'm having. And that's what I'm going to be working on today. The first thing I'm going to do, though, is update my Bitcoin trade. So I bought a put on Bitcoin. The assumption here is that we're going to follow the Bitcoin cycles. Oh, and subscribe. Let me put a comment in the chat. So subscribe if you think this is interesting. You can also go to the GitHub and get the code for yourself. If you find it useful, please star the repository because that really helps me out. And is one of the secondary goals of this project. And here's the GitHub. So you can get all the files that I'm working on. I'm updating it every day. So I also have this Bitcoin put that I bought. And I'm updating it, how it's doing every day. So let me go put what it was at market open. So Bitcoin at market open 630 was 69,073.70. Okay, and then the value of this put at market open was and the put is on the BlackRock ETF, Bitcoin ETF, 1238. And we could update the profit. Good. Okay, so we've gone down slightly from the peak, but we're still up big on this trade. And I had a price target of 69,000. That's basically where we're at right now, you can see. And it's based on 69,000 is a conservative estimate, but I'm also basing it on the Bitcoin cycles and assuming we're going to hit the minimum conservatively around September of this year. So I want to sell, I have the price target, but I also want to sell by August. And since it's only February, if Bitcoin maintained its value or went up before August, you know, if we're at the minimum right now, that would be basically the cycle would be broken. And so I'm assuming I'm staying in this trade because I'm assuming the cycle's not broken. At some point I need to revise my price target in the next month or so. What else? Nothing else really. And so yeah, I'm I have this problem where I group by every single time I calculate a variable. How computationally expensive? Yeah, so I fed this to Gemini Pro and said, what do I do about this? But it gave me this really complicated implementation. And so, yeah, that's that. And so the problem is this group by is still happening every time I calculate a new variable. Oh, compute all. You keep what to calculate separate from the execution. Okay, but the class is only for talib functions. There are other classes in the script which are not talib functions. How can I implement these as well? I also don't really understand what's going on in here. Like, okay, we have the function inputs. What does real 0 and real 1 mean? Okay, let me make this wider. a single array of floating point numbers. Oh. So I could pass in a dictionary that says name, and then I could pass in params, shift, input type. Oh, it's in feature request. So we could just make a new script, call it features2. Which implements this thing. And then I could say I added this as a new file, features2.py. Write a test in clean tests.py, which gets all features as lag with a 5-day lag. And then also do okay, but now I don't have the log, rolling log. What was that here? Log return volatility. Let me get my headphones. Oh. Here are my headphones. Hey, boy. And what would it look like if I calculated everything at once? And then I think that would actually be easier. Yeah, that's the two questions. Do I want to save as a data frame or calculate everything at once? Okay, let me play some music. I want to add everything to the data frame. It should show also add future 5-day volatility as a target and future 5-day log returns as a target. Look, then print the tail and head of the data frame and plot every variable. The plot should have a subplot for each variable, which has a twin axis. The twin axis should show the price, and the main axis should show the variable, so that I can see if it makes sense. I'm so happy but not so lonely. What else do we want? I think that's it. So let's give it clean tests. I hope this isn't going to use up all my tokens. Didn't mean to shout. Okay, I'm going to call this features to, oh, it's not done yet. Okay, so features 2 is going to be this. Okay, so now did we turn that last one on? Okay, let's see if this works. Much more than this. On my way, shall way, this way or the highway. Ain't it almost white? I lived a life that's full. Traveled each and every highway. And more. Much more than this. I go my way, shy way, this way or the highway. Did he got his feelings hurt? This is gonna take forever. I just am stuck, I guess. Yeah, much more than this. I go my way, shy way, this way or the highway. Whoa. let's say 15 features should have 5 columns and 3 rows. I don't want the features class. I need some coffee. You think you're making so much coffee, Mom?
Well, I thought this way you could take some with you. If you don't drink it all before you go.
No? Oh, I guess that has happened, but you just gotta find a gas station. It's the freeway, there's a lot of gas stations.
You have to get gas today? Oh, shoot.
Huh? Oh yeah, no, if I gotta go to the bathroom.
Oh, got it.
Go my way, shy way, this way or the highway. I never stop. I never stop. Keep going. Oh yeah, oh yeah, oh yeah, oh yeah. And my Yeezy Boost and my Reeboks, it ain't gonna never stop. Trying to run $1 billion up until my ankle pop. Yeah, yeah. You get rich and have problems that you never thought. Bring tears to my eyes, harder for my. I just want to see my dog ball 7 figures. And it curves me ever since I got success on the image. I should time this. Fail me. Gave up on me, so you turned your back. Son of mind, I should have did better, but it's chatter. It don't matter to me. It's amazing. 3, so this has 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So 19 features. It has 3 rows and 7 rows. Where did the ghosted up. I don't feel the safest, but I feel gracious. I thank God every day. I don't feel basic. If I ain't have my baby, if I ain't made it, home invasion, you ain't have to persuade me. I'm there daily, full suit and tie. Till the jet was in the sky, bringing tears to my eyes. Oh yeah. Nobody done noticed till the jet was in the sky. And they ain't homie to the streets. And they never gave up on me. Do. No more than one. And that's who did I steal from? Price tag on making the world feel some. I guess I should time this. But I was Sanders Rose. Like I'm Amber Rose. Fuck that, I gotta up the ante. California girls sweeter than pieces of candy. Type of hood and then is make a family. I can shoot, but I can never dribble. I heard that you're settled down, that you married now. I heard that your dreams came true. Alright, 19 features. I hope it takes under 2 minutes. Okay, now it's done. Alright, calendar month looks correct. Day of week looks correct. Quarter. How did it get the quarter? I don't think that's going to be valid. Log return 5-day. I think there's something wrong there. See, all these have that big spike. You know how to... Alright, so let's see. Yes, let me do the... Hello? The damn scam. So 2020 through 2021. Forward stock from forward stock so I don't think that's real. But I don't think it's a stock split. So when did that big drop happen? So that's the... So it happened right here, 825. Was there a big drop in 825? No. So what's it plotting there? Ha 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 ha. Did it go through a stock split? No, that's not Ford. What stock is it? Oh, Apple. So did Apple do that? Yes, it did. So when is this drop? Dropped from like the 27th. Through the 31st. How do I change this from candles to line? So this is off somehow. So let's put this into the PowerPoint. So did Apple go through a stock split in 2020? So let's see when. Yeah, so that's what it is. It's not accounting for the stock split. Okay, so that's it for now. I gotta go to work and walk my dog. Thanks for watching. Yeah, subscribe if you found this interesting. Also, go to the GitHub. Where's the GitHub? And you can download all the code I'm writing. And then, yeah, subscribe to the channel. And what's the last thing? Oh, join the Discord server, which is in the description. Adios. Thanks for watching. Okay, so that's it for now. I gotta go to work and walk my dog. Thanks for watching. Yeah, subscribe if you found this interesting. Also, go to the GitHub. Where's the GitHub? And you can download all the code I'm writing. And then,